Welcome back to Politics of Deception, where we uncover the truth behind the headlines they don't want you to question. In a move that has stunned communities and sparked protests nationwide, budget airline Avelo Airlines has quietly signed a long-term contract with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, agreeing to operate deportation flights beginning May 2025. These flights, launched from Mesa Gateway Airport in Arizona, will use 3 Boeing 737-800s not to carry travelers to vacation destinations, but to deport undocumented immigrants, including families and asylum seekers, out of the country. And now, the backlash is fierce. Over 7,000 people have signed a petition led by the New Haven Immigrant Heritage Coalition, calling for an immediate boycott of the airline. Protests have erupted at Tweed New Haven Airport, where Avelo brands itself as New Haven's hometown airline. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker pulled no punches in his official statement. Here's what he said, word for word. Avelo Airlines' decision to charter deportation flights from Mesa Gateway Airport in Arizona is deeply disappointing and disturbing. For a company that champions themselves as New Haven's hometown airline, this business decision is antithetical to New Haven's values. While no one objects to deporting individuals who have committed violent crimes, it is well documented that the Trump administration is violating basic due process rights when it comes to our immigrant community, and we need corporations to step up and stand up to the Trump administration's unconstitutional, illegal, and inhumane actions, not to be complicit with them. Travel should be about bringing people together, not tearing families apart.
In fact, admitted that they deported someone they shouldn't have deported and are not even trying to get that person back.
Avelo Airlines is joining the Trump administration with their efforts to deport migrants. The Texas-based company has just signed a long-term charter agreement to fly for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Not in favor of the move is the New Haven Immigrants Coalition. The organization is asking the public to sign this pledge stating, "We won't fly Avelo until they stop ICE flights."
It'd be one thing if Trump was deporting convicted violent criminals, but that is just not the case.
Avelo Airlines founder and CEO Andrew Levy releasing this statement saying in part, "We realize this is a sensitive and complicated topic. Charter flying will provide us with stability to continue expanding our core scheduled passenger service and keep more than 1,100 crew members employed for years to come." Meanwhile, reaction from Connecticut Attorney General William Tong. He says Avelo has freely chosen to profit from and facilitate these atrocities. The state of Connecticut has an obligation now to review this business decision and consider the viability of our choice to support Avelo. The airline's domestic and international flights will originate from Arizona using 3 Boeing 737 planes. According to ICE officials, the Trump administration has arrested over 14,000 convicted criminals during its first 50 days in office.
This is a deportation policy that's breaking up families and not giving people due process.
Connecticut Attorney General William Tong is also speaking out, and he's not mincing words either. No one is forcing Avelo to operate these flights. If reporting is accurate, Avelo has freely chosen to profit from and facilitate these atrocities. The state of Connecticut has an obligation now to review this business decision and to consider the viability of our choice to support Avelo. Tong continues. Violent criminals should be arrested, prosecuted, and where appropriate, deported. But Trump's cruel and reckless deportation program has unlawfully undermined legitimate law enforcement by ensnaring innocent parents, students, and children. These flights are cruel by design and enormously wasteful of taxpayer resources, and no business should be complicit.
Avelo Airlines, which operates out of New Haven, Connecticut, might be running deportation. I am outraged to hear that Avelo Airlines, which operates out of New Haven, Connecticut, might be running deportation flights for the Trump administration, and that people, maybe even children, are being shackled to planes, and potentially people who are innocent are being swept up in all of this. I just sent a letter to the CEO of Avelo Airlines looking for answers, asking questions, and trying to get to the bottom of this. The state of Connecticut should not support and should not be a partner to an airline that assists this administration in its unlawful and unconstitutional actions. I am outraged to hear that Avelo Airlines, which operates out of New Haven, Connecticut,
Despite the outrage, Avelo is standing firm. CEO Andrew Levy says this is a business decision, not a political one. The airline is even hiring more staff to expand the deportation operations, including flight attendants, pilots, and mechanics. But here's the question. Can a company claim neutrality while profiting off the machinery of deportation? Here's where it gets real. If people are denied asylum by air for lack of documentation, why is that not the case at the land border? Justice should not depend on how you arrive. Are airlines complicit? Or just surviving? You decide. If you're disturbed by these revelations, don't stay silent. Like, comment, and share if you believe the law should be equal for all. Subscribe for more as we expose the deception behind the headlines.